The movie begins with a girl who walks unscathed through roaring flames, emerging not burned but cradling three newborn dragons. She is Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons. Years earlier, she was just a frightened young woman living in exile with her cruel brother Viserys. He forces her into marriage with Khal Drogo, trading her for an army of 40,000 horsemen to reclaim their stolen throne in Westeros. Daenerys pleads she only wants to go home, but Viserys insists their home was taken by usurpers, and she must help him seize it back. At the wedding, Drogo gifts her 3 ancient fossilized dragon eggs and a magnificent white mare, so they return to their sacred city, Vias Dothrak. Along the journey, Daenerys tends the eggs obsessively, learning from her handmaiden that dragons have been extinct for centuries. She asks how to win Drogo's heart and quickly masters the art of seduction, earning his genuine affection. As her status rises, Viserys grows jealous, raging that she's surpassing him in the tribe's eyes. Daenerys becomes pregnant, solidifying her position through the Dothraki ritual of eating a raw stallion heart. Viserys, desperate and drunk, attempts to steal the dragon eggs to sell for an army, but he's caught. In a drunken fury during a celebration, he threatens Daenerys and her unborn child with a sword, demanding the crown Drogo promised. Drogo melts golden jewelry into a molten crown and pours it over Viserys' head. Daenerys watches silently as her brother screams and dies, realizing he was never a true dragon. Dragons do not fear fire. Daenerys urges Drogo to sail west and conquer the 7 kingdoms for their child, but he refuses, valuing open battle over a cold iron chair. A plot unfolds. A wine merchant offers poison wine, but Jorah Mormont, secretly a spy, intervenes. Drogo, enraged by the threat to his wife and heir, vows to invade Westeros. To fund ships, his Khalasar raids villages. Daenerys, moved by the suffering, saves a captured healer woman, unaware this act of mercy will bring devastation. One warrior challenges Drogo over Daenerys' interference. Drogo wins but suffers a wound. The healer promises to save him with blood magic, demanding a life in exchange. Daenerys insists despite warnings. The ritual succeeds in a twisted way. Drogo survives as a lifeless shell, and their unborn child dies. The healer reveals her revenge for her people. Heartbroken, Daenerys smothers Drogo in mercy. At his funeral pyre, she places the dragon eggs and the healer into the flames, then steps into the inferno herself. Dawn breaks. The fire dies, revealing Daenerys unharmed, with 3 living dragons perched on her shoulders. The remaining Dothraki kneel, hailing her as the true blood of the dragon. Most warriors abandon her, but a loyal few stay. Starvation looms in the Red Waste until scouts lead them to Korth. The warlocks and merchants mock her claims of dragons and refuse entry until one, Xaro Shoan Daxos, admires her courage and grants sanctuary. In Qarth, Xaro offers vast wealth and ships if Daenerys marries him. She hesitates. Her dragons are stolen and chained in the House of the Undying. Daenerys enters the labyrinth of visions. Glimpses of the Iron Throne covered in snow. A joyful reunion with Drogo and their child. Rejecting the illusions, she commands her dragons to burn the warlock Pyat Pri. She locks Xaro and his treacherous aide in his empty vault, seizing what little treasure remains to buy a small ship. Her dragons grow, but she hungers for a true army. Daenerys sails to Astapor in Slaver's Bay, seeking the Unsullied. 8,000 elite, castrated warriors trained from childhood in absolute obedience. The slave master Krasni's mocks her poverty. She offers her largest dragon, Drogon, in exchange. Advisors beg her to reconsider, but she proceeds. At the handover, she commands the Unsullied in their language to kill their masters and slay the slavers. They obey instantly. She declares them free, offering them the choice to leave or fight for her willingly. Every single one stays roaring, Dracarys, in loyalty. With her new army, Daenerys marches on Yunkai. Slave masters refuse surrender and hire the Second Son's mercenaries. Daario Naharis, captivated by her, slays his captains and pledges the company to her. Yunkai falls without siege. Slaves lift her in triumph, chanting, Misa, Mother. Next, Meereen's masters crucify 163 slave children along the road as a warning. Enraged, Daenerys storms the city. Slaves rise up, aided by Unsullied smuggled weapons, and overthrow their oppressors. Ruling Meereen proves harder than conquest. Former masters plot rebellion as the Sons of the Harpy. Daenerys crucifies 163 nobles in retribution, sparking outrage. She chains her dragons after Drogon kills a child, weeping as Rhaegal and Viserion scream in the darkness. Advisors clash. Jorah's past as a spy is exposed, and she banishes him. Drogon escapes, growing wild. Daenerys struggles to balance justice and mercy in a city unaccustomed to freedom. In the fighting pits, reopened to appease nobles, Jorah returns with Tyrion Lannister as a gift. Daenerys spares them reluctantly. Chaos erupts when Sons of the Harpy attack. Drogon appears, snatching Daenerys from danger and flying her away. She lands in Dothraki lands captured by a rival Khalasar. Brought before Khal Moro, she reveals her identity as Drogo's widow. Tradition spares her, but widows must live in Vaes Dothrak forever. There, she confronts the Khals, locks them in their hall, and burns them alive with her unburnt power. Emerging from flames once more, Daenerys unites the Dothraki under her banner. Drogon returns. She forgives Jorah despite his grayscale, sending him to find a cure. With 40,000 riders, she sails west. Tyrion and others hold Meereen against renewed attacks. Daenerys arrives on Drogon, scorching enemy fleets. She offers mercy to surviving masters, but executes those who defy her. Yara Greyjoy brings ironborn ships in alliance. Daenerys lands at Dragonstone, touching Westerosi soil after decades. She meets Jon Snow, king in the north, seeking dragonglass to fight White Walkers. Mutual distrust fades as ancient cave drawings prove the threat. Jon mines dragonglass. Daenerys loses allies in southern battles. Frustrated by failed diplomacy, she attacks with Drogon, burning Lannister forces. Jon saves her. Drogon is wounded. In the aftermath, Drogon accepts Jon instinctively. A daring mission captures a White to show Cersei. Jorah's team is surrounded. Daenerys rescues them on Drogon, but the Night King kills Viserion with an ice spear, raising him as an undead ice dragon. Cersei feigns alliance, but plots betrayal. Jon's true heritage as Aegon Targaryen, son of Rhaegar and Lyanna, emerges. He is Daenerys' nephew and rightful heir. The Night King destroys the wall. Armies gather at Winterfell. Daenerys arrives with dragons, but Northerners remain wary. She and Jon share a dragon ride, bonding deeply. The dead arrive. Dothraki charge with flaming araks, but darkness swallows them. Unsullied hold the line. Dragons battle the ice dragon. Arya kills the Night King, ending the long night. Victory costs dearly. Countless dead, including Theon, Jorah, Ed, Beric, and Lyanna Mormont. Daenerys mourns her losses. Jon's heritage threatens her claim. Cersei's forces ambush at Dragonstone. Rhaegal falls to scorpion bolts. Missandei is captured and executed before Daenerys' eyes. Grief and betrayal ignite her fury. Varys plots against her, believing Jon more fit to rule. She burns him alive. At King's Landing, bells ring, surrender. Daenerys hesitates, then unleashes Drogon. She burns the city indiscriminately. Soldiers, innocents, Red Keep. Flames consume everything as revenge for her child, her friend, her betrayals. Cersei dies in Jaime's arms beneath collapsing stone. In the ashes, Daenerys addresses her army, vowing to liberate the world from tyrants. Tyrion resigns in horror. Jon confronts her. She insists the ends justify the means. Jon pleads for mercy. Torn between love and duty, he stabs her. Drogon arrives, grieving, melting the Iron Throne to slag before carrying her body away into the unknown. The kingdoms fracture. Tyrion proposes a council to choose rulers. Bran Stark becomes king. Sansa rules an independent north. Jon is exiled beyond the wall. Arya sails west to discover new lands. The wheel Daenerys sought to break spins on in new hands. Daenerys' journey began in fear and exile, rose through fire and conquest, liberated millions from chains, and ended in tragedy born of unrelenting ambition and betrayal. Her dragons, once symbols of rebirth, became instruments of destruction. Her dream of a better world burned alongside the city she claimed. From hatching dragons in flame to commanding vast armies across continents, Daenerys transformed from a pawn into a conqueror. Every victory hardened her, every loss fueled her rage. She freed slaves, toppled tyrants, faced undead horrors, yet the throne she chased devoured her soul. Iconic moments define her legacy. The story of Daenerys Targaryen is one of epic rise and devastating fall, where fire and blood forged a queen who dreamed of breaking chains, but ultimately forged new ones in flame. Her arc reminds us how ambition, unchecked by mercy, can consume everything it touches. Through every betrayal, every battle, every moment of triumph and despair, Daenerys remained the girl who walked into fire and emerged with dragons. She conquered cities, liberated nations, rode the skies on wings of flame, and stared down death itself. Yet in the end, the very throne she pursued for decades melted before her lifeless body. Drogon's mournful cry echoed across the ruins as he carried her away, seeking some distant place where perhaps she could finally rest in peace, far from the iron chair that claimed so many lives. If you felt the epic sweep of her journey, the gut-wrenching betrayals, and that shocking final twist, hit that like button to show your appreciation for this recap. Subscribe to Great Animation Recaps right now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another powerful fantasy breakdown like this one. We're building this channel together with epic stories every week. Drop a comment below. Who do you think truly deserved the Iron Throne? Or what moment in Daenerys' arc hit you the hardest? Share your thoughts, suggest the next recap you want to see, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.